Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 14, back to the upper bracket. We're going to be watching a game here between AGameAnx and MarchWaden. I'm very excited for this one. Not least because it's CVK actually, but still. We haven't seen much of this matchup, although A-Game did play it in his last series, of course. But yeah, A-Game and MarchWaden, I think this is going to be a very good series because they really both have chances to win it. But I would still call A-Game the favorite. So MarchWaden grabbing Conef is no surprise, and then Coalition picked for A-Game. He bans Firebase. And that's a very good ban, actually. This is good and targeted, because MarchWaden's been playing that a lot. And curiously, A-Game is picking Kalash Teeth all the time, so MarchWaden doesn't really want to ban that. That's like A-Game's pick, but it's good for him. So he's going to ban KT instead, and then grab Shallows for game 1, which I suppose we'll jump into right now. Get that one loading. And then, yeah, A-Game will pick Kalash and Tight End Passage. He's really been enjoying this map recently. MarchWaden grabs Canyon, which is a favorite map of his. And then A-Game is going to grab GT Alt for the ace match if we should get there. And I hope that we do. This could be a really spicy series. But we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm actually going to ping these two lads on the Discord again, just to make sure they know. And I'll run another test, because I'm always paranoid. It worked. Very nice, very nice. Nice, look at this. He smokes the base spinner before he retires it. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, we realized not too long ago, you can actually see the smoke particle effect, like, from your opponent's base spinner through the fog of war for some reason. But, whatever. You still gotta smoke the base spinner, you just have to do it. Speaking of things that give you a buff, though, he's still running the Ukraine colors, so... A-Game wins, obviously. There's just no contest. It's gonna be Rift mode first for MarchWaden. Looks like PC on the second, that's the standard thing to do. And we've got a support cruiser for A-Game, but he's got 7 salvagers here. Only has 1 on the RUs. That's what he wants to do because he's not gonna need RUs as much. We've been seeing a lot of Conef this turn, that's for sure. But I agree, it'll be a fun series to watch. Looks like Sandstormer Fab coming out for MarchWaden, but he does build 1 Salvager, so a little bit greedy here, but he'll get away with it because his opponent is going eco as well. Same here. Unless I'm playing against it, and then I hate them, but you know. Speaking of which, it's actually a good idea to power up the missile system at the start of the game just to get a missile on the way. Yeah, well, so far, with base spinner retire and everything, there's no information at all, so A-Game is going to need some scouting eventually. By the way, note the RU South being built here as well. It's a bit of an odd carrier positioning here. I'm sure he wants to get that onto the base, but it looks like AV tech coming out immediately for him. And it's just nice to get a tech when you're going SC first like that, make sure that you don't just get blown up. If you're the Conef player here, you'd really like to be able to see your opponent and kind of figure out what he's doing. And then you can make the call to either go for another PC or go for... Oh, I see. This is actually intentional. Anyway, you can make the call to go for another PC or you can make the call to go for a tech. So... Yeah, A-Game's carrier positioned here apparently because he's worried that, like, some kind of unit will come and rush him. And to be fair, that is true. Like, if you're down here and you have to back up, that might be enough to get onto the main base and do some damage. And he sees the skims now, too, so he knows that it's kind of true. There is an attack here, but it's no tech. And he probably should know that he's safe at this point. But we'll see how aggressive he wants to be about getting his eco set up here. Just more LAVs for now, but again, AV Fab is going to finish pretty quickly, and this is why it's nice to have that tech immediately when you're doing this sort of thing. Now MarchWaden going straight for rails, okay. The thing is, when you know your opponent went SC first, my thought would be to just get another PC here, but he's gonna go for rails instead. And A-Game retired the base fitter, so yeah, no turrets here. Should you make a thumbnail for the sick IGN game? If you want to, I'll use it. But... What's up, Beijing? Hey, it's no fun. Welcome back, my friend. Railgun tech is done, but now MarchWaden teching into his soul chips is kind of surprising here. Looks like he'll cancel that. could go for the super early game honor guards, but yes, good. Yeah, he's gonna go for Soul Chip Tech again. Interesting. And he's built another PC. This is quite anomalous. I don't know how he has all this money to spend, to be honest with you. By the way, Skims want to stay up here in front of the Assault Railgun. Now that he sees the LAVs, he'll probably set them up in that order. Yep. Let's make sure he'll be okay here. And as for A-Game, he's getting his salve set up. Looks like actually a big focus on RUs here, so we might be seeing him go for attack. Oh, look, it's this guy. Oh, really? I just kind of figured that was visible, but I guess not. Well, that does change things. But still, it's very interesting to see him tech so wide like this. It's very, very interesting. AVs, by the way, know that they have to play a little safe around these railguns here. He doesn't want to just drive up onto his opponent's face. Kind of like what he's doing right now. This will be a little dangerous for him, but he does have the smoke, so it's okay to make this kind of poke. There it is. And the Sand Skimmers are really out of position, actually. They need to get back here. But the LAVs are not going to be able to jump up onto the AR here. Heavy railguns in position too. Salvager goes down, but with that Sunder, that is going to be the end of the AV. MarchWaden still doesn't have his carrier powered, so no missiles available to him here, but he should be aware that there's a potential for an attack on this side. Here it comes. Looks like he'll power up the weapons here. But it'd be good to evacuate the cells just because they will take a lot of damage, especially if they're bunched up together since AAVs have AoE. Smoke here actually misses the missile launcher, but then MarchWaden drives into it, so right now he can't use the missiles, so that's a bit unfortunate for him. Salvager's going down here now. He's lost one already. Looks like a second is going to die too. Uh-oh, and the railguns are getting smoked here as well. They can't actually, like, these skins can't actually fight the LAVs, I don't think. Another nice smoke there by A-Game. It's gonna deny just a little bit more damage from the carry, but it looks like a little bit of bad focus fire here. Wants to have been targeting that RU salve. He's not gonna get it. So still though, 2 salves go down. And it looks like A-Game on his way to 3 base now. But here's the armored units being revealed. A-Game sees that 3rd base location. This time, the railguns are in a great position here to contribute to this fight, so the Sandskimmers should do fine here. Plus, they have the numbers now, it seems. Any tech, meanwhile? Yeah, MarchWaden has rating, but other than that, not too much to speak of. Bacon's gonna kind of lose the whole army here. This is pretty rough now. He does have this railgun in a nice position, but it hasn't been able to contribute to the fight so far. And he really just needs more LAVs, I think. That's what he's gonna build. But you can see that carrier still moving up to the 3rd base. He is feeling the pressure. He's got to match this eco. Yeah, MarchWaden with some really good trades here. Let's see what his tech follow-up is. Nothing just yet. Con of Siege could be great, obviously. Air is an option. I think Honor Guards is kind of the first thing that comes to my mind, though, because you know your opponent is playing this with a lot of LAVs and a lot of, well, actually he doesn't know about the railguns yet, but... yeah, let's check it. Not the worst we've seen today, but it is not good. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. Well, he had 2 mining RUs on this base for like the longest time. I figured he was going to go into some kind of heavy RU tech there. But... LAV's getting caught out, by the way. Could use their boost here, but they haven't just yet. Uh-oh, this is starting to look pretty dire actually for A-Game. This railgun going to get jumped on. The skins are just doing whatever they want up on the main base. This is where you love playing Soban, because you've got the ALMs to kind of help you out in this scenario, but Coalition has no such defense when that base runner is retired. Scheme's gonna pick off this support cruiser here. And that's rough for A-Game. I mean, now he's gonna be back on 2 base for some time. And MarchWaden does lock in the tech choice. It's gonna be Siege Cruiser Fab. So, no thoughts to Honor Guards here. By the way, do you guys remember when we were casting one of Bajir's games, I was like, yeah, you should go for Honor Guards here. And he was like, wait, Conef can build Honor Guards? That was the funniest crap. I really can't tell if he was being serious or not. AV could use smoke here, by the way. Just trying to keep himself alive for a little bit here. Railgun's gonna be fighting now. There's a bit of high ground for A-Game here, but still the numbers are just not lining up. Plus, I don't think he has Mag Excel. Yeah, it's on the way, but that's not gonna help him too much here. And now these third base salves are going to go down, and again, salvager's very expensive in Jaraci. This is a big deal. He might be able to jump on the heavy rails, but it's dangerous to do so because he'll lose the whole LAV block. So the carrier instead giving muscle to try and push these guys off, but A-Game is making a desperate defense, making a mistake. MarchWaden floating quite a lot here, but that's excusable. He's microing pretty well on the front line, so we can tell where his attention is going. Carrier's taking a lot of damage here. Oh boy. And this will keep happening. He can use the carrier to sort of ward off the skims though, and that will allow his LAVs to threaten the railguns. But here's the fight. A bit of high ground achieved for A-Game as well. That's going to help a lot, but this carrier is getting really low. This carrier's getting really low. 20% now on this carrier. And no power to speak of at all, of course, so he can't really power up the armor here either. He's going to try and make the run back now, but these railguns might just have the kill on him. They're going to lose line of sight in a moment, though. He's at 1%. Oh, what the? Where'd this guy come from? Carrier goes down for A-Game, and MarchWaden has the game. Very, very nicely played. Just some excellent trading in the midfield, and like A-Game said, his scouting was a bit unfortunate, too. Great game here. And like I said, this is a fun way to start off the series, because you feel like A-Game's the favorite, but I told you, MarchWaden could definitely win this. Yeah, kill steal. And we move on to game 2 here. This is College Thief. Again, A-Game's pick, but this is a map that we think of ConF on. Just so hard to fight ConF Siege here. You know, MarchWaden typically has not been like trying to play this as an ace in the hole, kind of like, oh, I'll just rush ConF Siege and win the game. He plays it a bit more slowly. He muscles him in the late game. But on this map, I would really do it the other way. I would just go straight for ConF Siege as fast as you can. Probably gonna go 2 base here. He doesn't smoke. Oh. See, that's the difference between this game and the last one. No smoke on the base runner. You ain't winning this now. Anyway. Yeah, it is probably just gonna be ref mode, though. No, it's not. Actually, Sandstormer Fab. Cancels it, though. Yeah, we can't possibly predict what MarchWaden's doing because he doesn't even know. Yeah, it looks like it is going to be ref mode first after all. And in these scenarios, I actually like to pull off one of these RU salves and have him go long distance mine CUs over here. I do. Obvious Sonic reference, right? But for A-Game, it is not going to be SC first. He's going to play this a bit more aggressively. He does have AVs coming pretty quickly. Yes. Yeah, from my experience anyway. He's played a little bit of Coalition, but mostly I think he just does ConF. Yeah, if you think of like the top tier of players, I feel like A-Game is known for every faction, but MarchWaden definitely is like a ConF player. Yeah. MarchWaden's definitely like a big ConF player. I'm like a Galzian main, right? Discard this Coalition. We need somebody who plays Soban really well to get up into like the top tier. Nah, you know who it needs to be is Orbnet, man. Where's he? We need Orbnet back. Not many people who have beaten Discara in a best of 5 series. What is this? Is this moss? You can't grow moss out in the desert. What is this? What am I looking at here? Anyway, I guess I should focus on the game. Hey, maybe. That'd be pretty sick. That's true, Discara, that's true. But still, I mean, you know, it's not easy to beat you in a best of 5. I think he even 3-0'd, but I can't exactly remember. Yeah, no, you're definitely right, Crash. You're definitely right. Or should I call you Phantom? I have no idea. AGameAnx with his SC out now, by the way. We saw him do this build in a different game on Torrent Crater against, oh gosh, who did he face in the quarterfinals? I'm already forgetting. Freak, man. What is this? No Fun. Yeah, right. And it didn't seem like it was terribly effective, but that was because of Torrent Crater, I think. Very, very long rush distance. The idea of this build is to say, hey, I'm going to pressure you, you're not going to be able to get up 2-base, and I'll be able to get my 2-base eco set up like before you're able to push me off. And I think that that's really pretty effective on a map like College Teeth, especially, which is so close. It does look a little bit funny, though, to like tech into AV Fab and only have one of them on the field, but he'll be able to use those later on, too. Again, it's, you know, it's College Teeth. I'm sure that Assault Cruisers are on the queue here, so... Well, not the literal queue, but like what he's planning on doing. AV finds a nice spot of high ground against the South, by the way, but he's gonna have to smoke himself out. Railgun's got a beat on him. But like I said, MarchWaden typically doesn't just rush Gun F Siege, he wants to go for the Railguns first here. He does really need to get his opponent pushed out here. This is problems because AGame's on 2-base. And I love this, by the way. See how he sends the one AV over onto the other side? Like, he's gonna try and push his opponent out here as MarchWaden, but then at that moment this AV will hit on the other side and he'll still have problems to deal with. Really nice missile though, that's gonna be helpful. Railgun still hasn't gotten a shot off. This is excellent use of the dunes here by AGame. It looks like he is gonna go down in the end. And MarchWaden will claim his 2-base, but again, here comes the AV here to harass on the other side. Yeah, honor guards are great. Honor guards are great units. I think they were even good in vanilla, but they were just too expensive to get to. It was quite an awkward build path. But... Yeah, they're very scary. When your opponent is using like Railgun LAV or even Railgun armor, you know, just having AoE sources can be so effective against them. Smoke can be used long distance here, by the way, so he's gonna try and get some damage on salves, it looks like. But AGame's not trading terribly. Well, actually, he's looking okay. He's gonna kill off the Sand Skimmers. When the smoke expires, this AV will be in danger, but the LAVs can actually hit the Railgun right now. Looks like the AV is gonna die though, can't quite find itself into cover. But look at how low these salvagers are. The LAVs can come up and capitalize on that in just a moment. And MarchWaden's carrier just doesn't care. He's moving out onto 3-base, but he's taking a lot of harassment on the base now. Down goes one south, here goes the other. These are the two that were damaged by the EV, of course. Skim's gonna fall too. Uh-oh. And these LAVs just keep streaming in. This is 2 PC from MarchWaden, but he can't keep up. And he's gonna GG. He knows that this damage is actually just gonna stack up to a horrible amount. He's not interested. Oh man, I don't know if you saw the units lost tab there just at the end, but it was pretty heinous. And yeah, AGame with a nice build here. He's gonna put the pressure on MarchWaden, kind of force him to try to defend. MarchWaden doesn't defend enough, and AGame gets the win. Really well played there. Really well played. It's so interesting that AGame is picking College Teeth against Conf, but he makes it look really good here. That's for sure. It was the 1-base LAV, and then he sends one AV in for the pressure, and then gets his SC out. Oh, whoops! I haven't loaded the replay up here. So now we're on tight end passage. Scoreline is 1-1 in this best of 5. I should do what Magpie did. Remember where he had like the score up here on the top side for the series? That was cool, you know? That was cool. I don't know what he used for that, but I mean, there's probably a lot of programs that can do it. Yep, tight end passage. And this map AGame has become really enamored with recently. You can see LAV Fab on the way. He already has retired his base runner, so I'd be surprised if he's doing anything other than trying to, you know, show up here and blow up salvagers and stuff, make his opponent stay on one base for a while. So it'll probably be pretty similar to last game. He may go for AV Tech again. But I think that the problem with that is that... And by the way, it actually looks like he will here, because... No, I take it all back. Now he's got 50 RUs, that's going to be enough for production upgrade. He pulls these guys over here to mine CUs. I was going to say, I'd be a little surprised if we saw AVs come out, because this map's rush distance is actually really, really long. And AVs are not particularly fast, so even though when they get here, they'll be very effective, they'll take so long to get here that your opponent will probably come up with a response. So, gonna be LAVs instead. He does have the production upgrade here. LAV Tech is finished. Just trying to get the money for one now. There's the quick drop. Oh, he's actually getting money to open up the artifact here. Yeah, it's true, right? It's a very, very open map, so if your opponent can get railguns by the time your AVs are here, they're gonna do a really good job holding them off. MarchWaden, though, he is going aggro as well. Honestly, this looks to be a rail rush, what with the 2 RU cells on the main. He's almost got the money for it here. And you know I'm a big fan of rail rush, huh? Would be nice to see him quick drop, though, because he could have gotten this tech a little bit faster. No, it's gonna be assault ships now. Well, that's interesting. I think you have too many RU cells, then, in this case, but... we'll see what he's able to do. Skim's gonna find this LAV for now, though. AGame's gonna be happy. He's already got the production upgrade. This is kind of what he wants, if his opponent is gonna be rushing him. But it will be assault ships, so that's going to force A-Game to go into some kind of a tech choice. Nice high ground being found by the Skims, by the way. Good micro. He's going to kill off one. It looks like he wants more here. He might get it. He still has high ground. This guy does go down in the end, so it's a 2-for-1 trade so far. Doing some good damage on this one, too, but he's not quite going to finish it. And A-Game does have the heal beams turned on, so this guy will get his health back. Actually, even a little bit faster than the Skims, which do have their passive regen, but it takes them a little bit longer. No, it doesn't look like it. Assault ship tech is gonna finish now. And MarchWaden's got the money to build one already, although I think he needs fleet capacity, but maybe not. He just queued up a second PC, though, I think. Okay. Oops. Derping around with the camera just a little bit. This is a lot of sand skimmers, so you do need to be careful, but this is exactly how A-Game wants to fight them. He's got the run up here. MarchWaden takes a loss for nothing there. And if you're MarchWaden, like, really, you want to kind of hold the dunes that you've got rather than trying to push up on a new one. So it's very good for A-Game that he's pushed him out like this. Assault ship tech is done, but we haven't seen any yet. Is this an assault ship building? That's a salvager. Oh my gosh. Is he going to go back to ref mode now? I don't know. This is a strange kind of game state here. You'd think MarchWaden wants to be very aggressive here. He doesn't really want to back away, but... yeah, he's playing this very slow. Ref mode's coming out. He didn't cancel AS tech, so he doesn't have any of those. But he has spent the money to get them. Yeah, that's very surprising. It's very surprising. Second PC pops now, by the way. Now, he can get a lot of skims like this if he wants them, but he doesn't have ratings. It's still a little bit tough to get up on top of these LAVs. Although they don't have a soul pack either, I don't think. Soul pack, of course, very expensive on RUs, so until A-Game is really willing to invest a lot of money into getting RU cells, it'll take a while to get that, but... MarchWaden pulling the carry here actually before he finishes ref mode. I think oh no, he just has powered up the missile system. Doing a little bit of eco-suicide too, but it won't be too bad because ref mode's gonna finish by the time these guys are ready for the next drop, but still, it's gonna hurt his eco a little bit. And again, he still has assault ship tech. I mean, if you just want to build a couple of assault ships to win this fight, you know, I feel like that'd make a lot of sense, but... oh! I sound like the freaking Wii Sports guy for when you're playing golf, you know, and it goes near the hole. Oh, this one... yeah, that's a good hit. And LAVs will not passively regen, of course, so this damage really does stick pretty well. Another really good hit there. Actually kills an LAV too, with a bunch of other ones getting injured. A-Game, I would suspect, yep, has a support cruiser building here, so he's not going to fall too far behind on eco. He's a little bit behind right now, but not by much. And again, MarchWaden has the assault ship tech, but he hasn't built any, so... very curious to me. Ha! Got him! Literally, right? Because he got him. He got the LAVs. By the way, A-Game is being very studious here, sending these LAVs back home to get healed. But the skims are actually chasing them, which has been interesting. A-Game sees this now. But MarchWaden already owns the hill, so if he tries to run up here, he'll just get blown up by high ground. He's gonna try it anyway, though. Ooh. That's a dangerous moment for the LAVs there. But if high ground goes a long way, but it looks like it's still just gonna be actually a 3-for-1 no, this guy doesn't quite die. 2-for-1 trade for A-Game there. I see armor 1 finishing for MarchWaden as all the skims start glowing blue. And A-Game does have his 2-base set up. And he has another support cruiser. Oh, wow. Was it 3? It might have been. I didn't see a third one die, though, but could have missed it. This SC pathing to the main base, but that's alright. We'll get that sorted out eventually. He's gonna be 3-base then, and he's got Railgun Fab on the way. Here's the first assault ship now from MarchWaden, but still, it's very odd to see that tech. And then not have him build any. I really think he could have done some serious damage over here if he had built some assault ships and gotten their armor upgrade, but... Ah, it's gonna be a carrier move out. Okay, I like it, I like it. This AoE really goes a long way, by the way, but MarchWaden has to be a bit careful he doesn't lose this assault ship here. He's gonna keep it safe. Yeah, these LAVs, which there's a lot of them, by the way. How many is this? 20. Gosh. Yeah, they need to come back for a bit of healing here, but... With A-Game moving his carrier out to the front line, yeah, he's gonna have that front line healing, so... And here come the railguns. MarchWaden's up on 3-base. But again, this map, if you get pushed off of your 3-base, you're just like never gonna get it again. That's the tough thing. And that's a lot of LAVs. These skims cannot compete right now, even though they do have the upgrade lead up here. Missile attempt here doesn't quite land though. Be cool to see A-Game build a base right here too, but he's definitely wanting to spend the money on. He's definitely wanting to spend the money on railguns for now. Skims recognize, okay, we can't take the fight evenly, so he's gonna try to go somewhere else and make something happen. I like this a lot, but the LAVs I think are just here to check them. Here, you're taking a bit of damage. Gets dunked by the missile. Here's Railgun Fab for MarchWaden, but look, A-Game is here. He's taken the 3rd base location. And like I always say about this map, it's so hard to get back onto this. Assault ships, though, may be able to do something on the other flank here. And that's where A-Game's going to want to have his railguns, so you can see him pathing back there. Armor 1 finished for the assault ships as well, by the way. That's always nice to have when you're fighting with these LAVs. Railgun gets a good sunder on this one, though, so that's going to go down. But these assault ships actually have high ground right now. They're really hurting. MarchWaden taking some carrier power, it looks like, to try and hold off this attack. He could try the dive on the carrier here to kill off the railguns, but it looks like A-Game's cognizant of that. He's going to bring these guys back. I think that getting Assault Pack would be really effective here to just have these LAVs be a little bit more responsive, but looks like he's going to split them up into 2 groups instead. He'll say, yeah, I've got enough to defend against the Skimmer Blob, even if I split them, so he can have these LAVs over on this side. And a bit of high ground with these railguns, that's gonna really hurt the assault ships. Uh-oh. They all go down here. Here come the skims now. He's gonna want to try and take advantage of the separation of the LAVs, but I think he's just too late. Yeah, and he can't fight this group either. Carrier from A-Game though, starting to take a pretty good beating here. Gonna put him down to half. Power 3 is finishing soon for MarchWaden here. But the railguns up on high ground have found the... actually, they're shooting the skims right now, but they can find this railgun pretty soon. gosh, this carrier is low though. He's gonna start powering up, or no, he's actually not powered up the healing here, or the armor that is. He's building support cruisers though to try and just keep this thing alive. Kind of carrier's getting super low too. AGame's coming up close to try and stop his opponent from killing him, but he's not gonna be able to do it. MarchWaden gets the carrier kill actually out of nowhere. Wow. And that's critical for him too, that carrier snipe. Because I think MarchWaden really had just lost the game here, but he proves me wrong. He proves me wrong. The Hittles. The Hittites. Someone's been reading his Old Testament. And MarchWaden's gonna take game 3. Okay. Well done, well done. Yeah, I hate it when you try and path the carrier out and then it starts J-turning like that. You're like, oh no. We've all had that happen before, I'm sure. Game 4 now of this best of 5 series. This is MarchWaden's pick on Canyon Outpost. And he leads the series 2-1. Or wait a minute, J-turn is when you go back and then turn out like this. So I guess that's not the same. It's just turning around instead of just backing up. Yeah, yeah. This, by the way, is the reason why you should always play Galzian, because you don't have that problem. Galzian carrier, very maneuverable. MarchWaden gonna retire the base winner. He does smoke, by the way, very nice. Curious to see if he goes for some kind of aggro on this map. He's typically had some good success going that way. But last game, his aggressive play really did not pay off, and I think he's quick dropping for ref mode right now. If he drops, he'll have it, yeah. So it looks like it's gonna be ref mode instead. AV fab for AGame. You can see he's building an LAV already. We've probably seen this before. I think he's gonna pressure with a couple of LAVs in the AV, just try and keep his opponent off 2 base, and then he'll be able to move up and grab his 2 base location faster than his opponent. We saw it work really well on College Chief. Yeah. By the way, the problem for AGame here was, like, man, I wish we had, like, a backup button like Company of Heroes does, right? Where you hit U or something, try it out here, and the carrier will just back up, but... it wants to turn if you path it far enough away, and to turn it'll go out like this, rather than just turning in place and then going. So if you want the carrier to turn closer, you can use V-move, select the middle, and then move outside of the green circle, and it'll turn on the spot. Or you can path, like, movement orders that are closer so that it will not turn around, but... Still, it's pretty annoying to deal with sometimes. Like I said, that's why you should always play Galzian. No, the armor is the same on all sides. And you can see, by the way, this strategy working for AGame about as intended already. Ref mode is done here, but MarchWaden feeling it a little bit difficult to mine here because the LAVs are just sort of bothering him. But he'll build a skim here. I like the music. Salvager's getting hit now. By the way, AVs are on the way. This time AGame's building more. He's got a 3rd queue, and it's 2 already on the field. Skims, by the way, got just a little bit of damage on this LAV, but not going to be a big deal. MarchWaden's on 2 base right now, so that's nice, but he hasn't got a Soul Chip tech done yet, so when these AVs hit, they should hit pretty hard. And you can see, again, I'd love if he passed one over to this side. That's always a good idea, because if the carrier comes out here to try and push this out, now you can attack him on the other end. College Teeth, we saw MarchWaden respond to this with rails, but this time it is going to be these Soul Chips, and that tech is done now. And when he sees this AAV, yeah, he'll start building one immediately. Second PC is on the Q2, you'll love to see it. And he's certainly got the RUs to get this Armored Unit Defenses tech, that'd be really nice to have. AGame doesn't have Armor 1 yet, so you'd be getting a big advantage there. See if this missile hits. No, not really. Actually, it doesn't even graze him. But the Assault Chip should have a bit of high ground here, and that should allow him to win this fight. Here comes the second AV, though. Skim's trying to run out on this side, but they can't really do it. Uh-oh, and he moves into the valley. It's actually just high ground from the AVs now. Excellent missile, though, just dunks him right in the face. This Smoke used on the carrier to try and keep us alive. Smoke used on this AV to try and save him as well. The carrier should have the kill here. Oh, not just quite. He maybe can fire another missile out. Here comes this AV. Oh boy. It's starting to look dire for MarchWaden. But again, this is what like I said. You move the carrier out here to deal with it, your opponent shows up on the main base. I love it when people maneuver like that. Salinger's going down now. He's lost one already. Second one about to fall here as well. Here goes a third. This is starting to get real expensive for MarchWaden. Another assault ship finishes though. Pretty good missile hit. Power 1 teching for MarchWaden now. He knows he needs it. Man, look how many salvages have just been massacred here. There's only 2 left, or 4 left. 2 left from that main base location. This AV gonna go down, but let's look on the other side. It's almost like fully saturated 2 base here. And you know, this is how this strategy works, right? Like, you disrupt the eco. If your opponent plays a little bit disrespectfully to it, bam, you kill everything, right? It's terrible. And then if you're expanding off the back of it, you're really gonna get ahead like that. Railgun Fab on the way, by the way, so I really don't think A-Game is gonna play this slow. I think he wants, like, he's out for blood here. Armored Unit Defenses 1 was never teched for MarchWaden, so he doesn't have that yet either. But he's gonna try and move out proactively here, take the bridge so that his opponent can't keep attacking him. But once railguns come out, I think that's gonna change the story quite a lot. And I like this. I like A-Game going for the 2 base here, rather than playing it a little bit too slow. Here comes the railguns on the queue. This is kind of funny. MarchWaden gonna start mining on his 3 base before his second. But yeah, you really just want to get CUs. This is actually a pretty good play here. Let's see how many RUs he's already got in the bank. This is only 5 salves by the way. Oh yeah, well that's good. He's not mining too many RUs here. And you can see A-Game also prepping some 3 base salvagers here, but the real question is going to be how much can he get done with the railgun. If there's interceptor fab, that's going to be tough for him to deal with, but you don't really have to worry about this for a while because you know how much damage you've done to your opponent. There's no way he's teching air right now. Or if he is, he'll just kill everything again, you know, so... He's using an attack move. Oh, A-Game, I thought better of you. Sunder gonna land on this assault ship here. That will die real quick here. Railguns with their Sunder having been buffed in the recent Jaraci patch, like, they really are just terrifying in these scenarios. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Railgun Fab coming out for MarchWaden, but he's got to evacuate this 3rd base location at least. I mean, he'll probably have to give up the 2nd, too. This is gonna be tough. And still no armor for his assault ships either. These AVs are going to be nigh unbeatable. Miss on the missile here, but always worth a try. Missile? See, it's supposed to miss. It's not really meant to. Uh-oh. What's this guy doing here? Actually, it looks like he's got the assault ships to deal with it, though. If he can use the carrier to ward off this attack, he should be sort of okay. But still, he's being denied his 2nd base now, which is pretty rough. If he just is mining on that 2nd base like he doesn't care, these AVs are going to drive through and kill all the salvagers. Uh-oh, which is, I think, about what's just going to happen. I can't talk right now, but that's okay. Ah, I see, I see. Yep, salvagers taking fire here. You can see the smoke trying to block the missile launcher as well. It does decently like. It's going to force the missiles to be hitting this guy instead. But salvos are going down once again. All of the salvagers off that 2nd base are killed. And now he can look to the main as well. Looks like he won't manage to get any kills here, which is good for MarchWaden. You can't afford to lose much more right now. Man. You see what I mean? If you just ignore it and mine here, you're just going to lose all your salvagers. That's what happens. And now, you check the units lost tab, A-Game is like ahead already. Not to mention, like, half of these are salvagers. You know, that makes it even worse. I wish we had, like, a workers killed tab like they do in StarCraft 2, but yeah, whatever. MarchWaden just trying to rebuild the eco right now. I would actually pull these 2 off of RUs and get them mining CUs, because that's what he really needs. But again, we've been here before. A-Game will just do this again. What What is this about Hittites? Well, he's saying hittles, like missiles, but with hit instead of miss. But, the way that, you know, like the eye looks like an L and stuff, it makes me think of Hittites. Gotta love the Old Testament, am I right? Same, man, same. These are a lot of assault ships here. We got the railguns in tow, though, and again, assault ships don't have that smoke ability. It makes it a little bit more difficult for them to ignore the railguns here. Still, though, they're using the terrain pretty nicely. They're actually going to make it all the way over to this third base, I think. I agree with no fun. It might be possible to do with a simple addition to GE mod, but I'm not sure. We'd have to see. We'd have to see what can be done about that. No units ended up going down here, by the way, for A-Game. Like, no units at all. Curiously, I can type. I don't know why that's the thing. Also, that's interesting. Even when I'm typing, if I hit this, it turns off the music. That's weird. Yeah, but you'd think it would turn off when you're typing, wouldn't you? Like, if I'm selecting a unit and I'm typing and I hit U, is it gonna, like, go back to base? It's a hotkey. Siege Cruiser Fab on the queue for MarchWaden, by the way. But look, he's just given up hope getting this 3 base. He's like, this ain't working. I can't handle this. He's gonna move the carrier out onto this location, and I think that's actually good because he is getting pressured here, but there's no follow-up, like his whole army is dead, so... Honestly, there's actually some threat to the carrier right now, but... We'll see what happens here. Artifact gets picked up by MarchWaden 2, but I really don't think he should be building base runners right now. Oh, yeah, he's gonna GG, in fact. I think he had Rail EMP, although it's a little bit too late to check now. But still, look at the army on both flanks. It's just, there's too much crap here. He can't deal with it, so... MarchWaden GG's. And you know what that means, my friends. You know what that means. We are moving on to the ace match now. Apparently I closed my replays folder. There we go. Which is, of course, going to be on Galzian territories. This is A-Game's pick. And this is for all the marbles. Again, another 3-2, whoever wins this. Basay match, says Just Carrier. I only about halfway agree. Oh, what does that mean? Oh. You're too kind, you're too kind. When you're in a competition, you just gotta smash your opponent. You smash him. Alright, well, it's MarchWaden's pick then. See, the game plan is he's keeping the base runner, so things are different already. Yeah, DQ. DQ'd. Dairy Queen. I agree, I agree. Bizan Lyko. See, that's Persian. MarchWaden definitely changing things up here a little bit, but let's see what the plan is. There's a lot of salvagers he's building. Yes. Very nice, very nice. Wait a minute, Watergate? Did I read that right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Quick, burn the documents. LAV Fab starting for A-Game after he's built his SC. This is a very defensive build. Of course, he does have the base runner still. Well, I say that. He's actually gone 8 up, so this is pretty eco-focused. It is going to be Sandskimmer Fab for MarchWaden. A lot of salvagers here, by the way. Look, this is actually, I think he's building another one from the carrier. Oh, it's a base runner. Ah. Oh, it's MarchWaden. You're just in time to watch the ace match. Say hi to him in chat, everybody, or else I'll fire you. Not that I pay you anyway. LAV Fab finishes for A-Game here. But MarchWaden is planning some kind of fun strats. It'd be really big if he could kill this probe, actually, but the probe does survive. Second base runner is out. A-Game sees probe in the PC in mid, though, so he must know that something is up here. So Railgun Fab already on the queue, yeah. That's definitely a response to seeing this this PC. I mean, he knows there's some danger. 3 base runners now for MarchWaden. Okay, so he's gonna go big on the extraction here. Base runner is in position to kill this probe, and A-Game didn't see the second one, so he's not gonna know what's up for just a little bit longer. Turret gets set up already, so the thing is, A-Game is definitely prepping against like a situation where he's gonna get like rail rushed or something like that. But in fact, this build might be a little bit different. It might be that MarchWaden is not looking to attack the bases, but rather get the extractions out and then carrier rush. That'd be pretty snazzy. He'd need ref boat pretty soon. Yep, there it is. Okay, I think we know what's happening here. You can use blast drones as well, and you can use base runner smoke to try and make this a little bit more possible. So. I think that even though there are a couple of LAVs here, MarchWaden's gonna have a fine time getting these extracts out. AV Tech gonna be on the queue then for A-Game, and he's gonna move his carrier out too. He really doesn't want to let this third artifact get out. And I agree, you're gonna give up 2 base by doing this, but I think you still just kind of have to, because if you know that this is your opponent's plan, is to get this this like carrier rush going, you can really take the legs out from under it by stopping the extraction. So I like this. See if it's able to work though. Of course, that carrier is pretty slow before it gets its mobility tech done. He's even tech power 1, which does give 1 max speed. That's not much. It's more that max speed will start stacking up when you get up to like power 6 and 7 or whatever. AV on the queue now. I don't know, I think this base runner is going to make it. He still has that smoke ability, of course. MarchWaden, by the way, teching power 1. Yeah, you know what's up now. You know what's up now. I would be surprised if he doesn't move this carrier out now. I think you want to get the PC here and then move the carrier away. There's that third extract. MarchWaden has the speed powered up here, which means he'll be pretty quick across the map. And off he goes. Okay, this is pretty hype. This is the ace match, remember, you know, so he's really putting it all on the line here, but he's gonna go for this carrier rush. He's gotten the 3 extracts. I mean, that's pretty big already. Remember, if he can even just get field control over this area, he's still threatening to end the game through artifact extraction. A base runner goes down, which is a big deal. But Systems 2 teching from MarchWaden now. Oh boy. I really love this. I really love this. This is going to be a very tense game. Pairing up the missiles now, you can see, but I think it actually still would be good to have it in mobility. First missile hit is a bit of a miss too. Well, in that case, it's not really a missile hit at all, is it? Base runners need to smoke here. Yep, they're going to do just that. But they might die here, actually. This is a bit of an overextend. He's just going to let them get killed by the LAVs. And if you're A-Game, by the way, what you really want to do here is get around your opponent and make him defend his home. So I really like how he's playing this. Base runner may die, but he still has smoke on this AV. Yep. It looks like this base runner will get to the extract then. There it is. And look, there's no defense here at all at the home for A-Game, so... Plus both the base... for MarchWaden. And both of the base runners went down. Yeah, well, plus it like enters the extraction zone and it's not extracting it. You know how it goes. But a soul chip tech is done for MarchWaden. Oh, I see, I see. Okay, he's actually going to be alright, perhaps. By the way, turret post goes down in mid. And the carrier is here. He's like at A-Game's doorstep. There are railguns though, so keep your eyes on that. I mean, like maybe... I think it's going to come down to like how good MarchWaden's missiles are against those rails. Salvager's being killed here, by the way, but MarchWaden will be able to keep the bases more or less intact. Carrier's here on the third base. This might be targeting the logistics module, actually. Yeah, looks like it is. But he needs to be focusing these railguns. That's the priority here for MarchWaden. And if he can build a couple more base runners as well, again, he's threatening the artifact victory, so that's kind of a big deal too. Systems 3 teching now. That's a lot of railguns, though. Oh boy. Carrier powered up as much as he can in the speed. He's trying to get away. But you can't really outrun the railguns. This is a bit dangerous. Oh man. I'm getting very nervous here. Healing now powered up to the max. He's just trying to survive here. Assault ships are going to show up and try and help with the railguns. Missiles are good though. They really are hitting true. Assault ships can do only minimal damage to this carrier, of course. He really wants these to be hitting the railguns. Oh man. Pretty good missile hits, but the railguns are still alive here. Skim's gonna show up and try and do some damage to the carrier. Or sorry, to the carrier, to the railguns here. He kills 2 more of them. Oh my gosh. MarchWaden could really use base runners here because the base runner can also smoke his carrier and keep it safe, right? Yeah, you really want those rails hitting that carrier right about now, I'm sure. Carrier for AGameAnx starts to take some fire too, but these railguns are hitting for so much damage. Oh boy, it's down to 1,000 health right now. 800 health on this Conif carrier. Missile's gonna miss. That's a critical miss against these railguns here. Skims are gonna kill another one of them off though. Oh my gosh. MarchWaden's gonna kill all the railguns. There's none left. This carrier can't even reach the Conif carrier. It's faster than it doesn't have range on it. MarchWaden has to, or sorry, AGame has to have railguns to do damage to MarchWaden at all right now. But they're almost at the edge of the map. Railgun fab teching for MarchWaden now. This is insane. Oh my goodness. AGame's carrier down to about half now. Oh man. MarchWaden building a couple more assault ships, by the way. Railguns have high ground now. They're hitting this carrier with high ground. This one is alive with 9 HP as well. Oh man. I don't think MarchWaden's getting out of this. I don't see how he's gonna make it. He's behind the hill though. Does he still have line of sight? He does. AGame's railguns are gonna get the kill. His carrier got down to 28%. That is insane. Oh my goodness. What a crazy ace match. That is insane. But AGame is gonna take it, and that brings the score into 3-2, and he's gonna make his way to the finals. Oh gosh. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. I mean, for context, if AGame loses this, you know, that would be the first time in the history of the Jaraci Cup, I'm pretty sure, that he was in the tournament and didn't make the finals. I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, you know, think about that. I'd have to look through, but I'm pretty certain that's the truth. Who's he fighting in the finals? Well, either myself or Descara, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But gosh, I hope you guys enjoyed it, because if you didn't, you're never going to enjoy the OK. That was awesome. Hey, listen, man, listen. I could still beat him, okay? It could happen. It could happen. Oh, man. Well, I'll see you guys in the next one. That was sick.